That's right. Once again, it is time to go a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away because it's time for the GWW Capes Crew podcast episode 120. Man, I'm so excited. I'm a little too excited. You guys would think I had like so much coffee today. I haven't had none. I'm excited because not only am I here with one of my buddies tonight, but I am here with two of so altogether, that's three of the original GWW Capes Crew podcast team. So let's start with my number one partner in crime, the man who I never seem to be on the show with anymore, the one, the only, the comics kid, Mr. Casey Walsh. Uh-oh. There's been an awakening. Oh, yeah. Oh, see, he just one-upped me right now with the intro. I don't like that.
What's up, bitches? I'm here. The dark side has arrived.
Casey Walsh, what's up, my brother? I think,
Bow down in fear. Hold on, let me turn the light on.
Fear stubbing your toe.
All right. That was intense.
Be lights.
that was very intense. What's up, man? How you been?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, man.
I thought I'd bring a little dark side to the podcast.
That's what it should be. I think we have a lot of dark side sympathizers tonight. I don't know. We're gonna have to check with our guest alliance when we get to him in a few. But it's good to be on with you, brother. It seems like we never on together on the show, but it's called life. But hey, we're here. We're gonna get Star Warsy, and for once, I can definitely say you're excited about Star Wars.
Yeah, just a little. I mean, I'm not super excited. Like, I didn't get my tickets, and I'm not gonna be like first in line, like on Thursday or whatever. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I can wait. I can wait to see the movie. I'm cool. It's a movie. It'll be there for a while. But yeah, I'm pumped that it's like around again, and like there's like all this other. Like, I'm more excited for the other stuff. Like, the movie is like secondary. Like, I like the video game and the comics, and like that's the stuff that I like really am into. So yeah, but yeah, Star Wars is cool.
Star Wars is cool, man. Well, I'm glad you're here, buddy, to talk about Star Wars tonight with us. Who else do we got on this podcast tonight? Who is this lovely lady I see before me?
I don't see her.
This long-forgotten face, this echo of Jedi from the past, the lovely Miss Natalie Atkins. Natalie, how are you today?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here and talk Star Wars. I needed to nerd out tonight and get a lot of this Star Wars stuff off my chest, and I can't wait to do it with you guys.
It's fresh in your mind right now because you were just at what we're going to be talking about in a little bit, which is Seasons of the Force. But right, like mind blowing, right?
Oh my gosh! I can't wait. I can't wait.
I don't think it's really fair of Disney to declare a whole season to Star Wars. Like, that's not fair at all to anybody else.
Why not?
There's no season of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's no
because they don't
season.
own TMNT.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's the day they get they went from a Star Wars day to a Star Wars weekend, and now they just jumped right into season.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna go to
and then it'll be the year of the Force.
Yes, and then we'll just have a permanent Star Wars park pretty soon.
Yes, Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
Have you talked to them about permanent residence at Star Wars Land?
Yeah. Can I apply to live there, Natalie?
Can I apply to live there?
Yes. Can we apply at the same time?
Yeah. Can we be neighbors?
Yes. That needs to happen.
What is the lowest rung job you'd have to that you'd take to live at the Star Wars land? Is Salacious Crumb the bottom tier? Is that the bottom?
Yeah, I would.
Or no, the frog that Jabba eats. You're refilling the frog bowl every day.
Yes, I would do that. Man. I would clean Jabba's toilet to live at.
Wow, that says a lot.
That's dedication.
I think that's just the ground.
That's just the ground. That's true. That very much is the ground.
Throne room, basically.
Yeah. Throne room detail. Throne room janitorial services. Need to get the patches of that made. But yeah, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But let's go ahead and introduce our guest for tonight. It's always super exciting when I get to have somebody I consider a really good friend on the show as our guest tonight. This gentleman has recently been seen all over the internet on a little trailer that was
Wait, what's
made.
internet? Never heard of it.
Yep, the internet, interwebs. Those inner things, yes. He was in a trailer made locally by some fans, and this thing went viral, so much so that him and the rest of the team were on a very well-known morning show last week. So we're going to talk to him about all that and his role in the trailer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Brandon Patrick Jackson to the show. Brandon, what's up, man?
Woo!
How's it going?
Brandon, we're excited to have you, man. How are you, buddy?
Well, doing pretty good. I've never been on a podcast before, so it's pretty cool being on one. So
Oh.
I was glad that it was you asking me to do it. So I was like, all right, cool.
It's not that cool, Brandon.
We have a podcast virgin.
I hate to
Ouch.
disappoint you.
So Brandon, before we get to how you got on into that trailer and on that specific show, tell us, how is the stardom changed your life?
I now have a maid.
What?
Yeah,
All right,
I
I
have a
need
maid.
Good Morning America.
Yeah, the maid is actually Ultron. Found out Ultron's real.
What?
So
It just got even
yeah,
better.
because after he took that ass whooping from Hulk and Scarlet Witch,
Yeah.
he decided to retire and become a house cleaner. So
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I need the phone number, just in case he starts working part-time for you.
oh no, it's full time.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'll have you guys know that last time Brandon and I hung out, it was just like, hey man, can I come hang out? This time he was like, hey, I want green M&Ms in my green room. I need. I was like, all right, whatever, Brandon, you got it.
Done. It's all yours.
I do what I can for the show, you guys. All right, you can't say that I don't.
We appreciate it.
I know. So Brandon, let's talk about what we ask every guest. Let's talk about your geeky origin story. Let's talk about Brandon's earliest geeky influences or early things you were into. I mean, besides Star Wars, obviously, but tell us a little bit about all that. Do we lose our guest? Oh.
Uh-oh, I think we lost him. Will, isn't he in, the next room?
Yeah. Brandon is in the next room, by the way, team. Yeah. We'll catch up with Brandon as soon as he gets back on. But in the meantime, Natalie, you and me, let's talk
Hey.
seasons of the Force.
Oh, okay. Let's put the microphone in front of my mouth so you can hear me.
All right.
So I was at Disneyland today,
Yeah.
and they have everything in Tomorrowland is themed to Star Wars, or what they're calling Seasons of the Force.
Yes. Which for a Star Wars fan is like heaven on earth.
Oh my gosh. I left Disneyland on such a high today.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to call you on the phone to discuss it, knowing we were going online tonight. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Bottle it all up inside.
Yes. Gotta hold it together, Natalie.
Right. So Seasons of the Fourth, I believe, officially opened mid to late November.
November 16th.
Yes. And one of the really fun things that is brand new that you could do as of November 16th was see in the Magic Eye Theater, also formerly known as the Captain EO Theater. You could go in there and see a short video of something called The Path of the Jedi. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you want to kind of walk them through what Path of the Jedi is?
Path of the Jedi. Ooh, how do I sum something like that up? It is
If
like
this doesn't end with killing my father, I don't want to hear about it.
No. So if we were to take literally all the prolific moments in the Star Wars saga of what it's called, the Path of a Jedi, everything from when Luke was handed his father's lightsaber to Anakin training, or Obi-Wan training Anakin, to Obi-Wan training Luke. I mean, it was literally like the Jedi's greatest hits from the Star Wars saga, all stuck into what was like a 10-minute movie, right, Natalie?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like where the Jedi started and their influence across the galaxy and how they were defenders of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
And then, you know, how the things that they did, how it affected the galaxy as a whole in the grand scheme of things. What was your emotionally? What was your take on watching that movie, Natalie?
I think the people around me got annoyed with me because I kept going, wow.
You were sobbing uncontrollably.
Like I was making noises at the screen like, whoa. Like I'd never seen Star Wars before, and it was my first time ever being introduced to this awesome brand. And the people next to me kept looking at me like, okay, weirdo. But I was like, whoa, cool, yeah.
Right.
I got maybe a little emotional. I was allergic to something in the theater.
I was too.
How many nerds have they caught masturbating in that theater?
I have no idea. And that is a number I do not want to know.
Right. We I don't know who we'd go for the statistics, but I'm sure it's
playing with my lightsaber, I swear.
So
it's basically a giant highlight reel of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which you have to do, and it plays every 16 minutes. So if you're in the parks and you got 16 minutes, just head over there and watch the show. You're gonna enjoy it.
I only need 2.
2 minutes?
Yes, 2 minutes.
Well, you get a full 16, so there you go.
Yeah, and it's there were. Do I recall there being like some laser effecty stuff that they put in there? Because was it in 3D? I can't remember. It's been a while now since I've seen it. Like a while in like the release.
Yes.
Yes. Wasn't 3D. There was some like special effecty laser things, right?
There was some special effects.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's very similar to like that whole like 4D scenario they got going on in some of the like special shows that they do in those theaters, but
that's not a real thing.
Yes.
I haven't actually seen 4D yet, so.
So you get 3D, plus you get like smoke and lasers and.
Oh, I think El Capitan is doing that. I'll have to go see Star Wars.
I went to that 4D porn one time. I don't recommend it.
Gross.
Wow, that's
It was a very sticky situation.
Oh man, Casey, you went there.
You sure did. But I will tell you what my favorite thing about Seasons of the Force was, Natalie.
Yeah, tell me.
I mean, I will gladly admit that I was like pretty teary-eyed when the ride was over. Was Hyperspace Mountain.
Oh my gosh.
So I have always been a huge fan of Space Mountain. So he's been like one of my favorite like classic Disney rides. And
me too.
They just took this ride and I don't know how, but they made it that much better. I mean, it's like mind-blowingly better now.
They Star Wars-ified it.
Yes, they Star Wars-ified it. I mean, we're gonna drop some spoilers a little bit in case you haven't seen it, but when you first make that first turn to start up the ramp and that just classic John Williams like score just kicks in. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, you're just like
I got sweaty palms. And the whole entrance, like that first tunnel you go through when you start hearing the John Williams soundtrack, it's different than the previous Space Mountain that we all know and loved.
Right.
No longer those like red blinking 1970s flashing lights. Like this tunnel looks like the tunnel of, I don't know, something you'd see in outer space maybe.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know, for those of you who've been to Disneyland during the holidays, like around Halloween time, they always do what is it, like Ghost Galaxy or whatever?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same lines. They add some cool projections, but the concept of the ride is basically you're an X-wing pilot in the midst of a space battle with a whole battalion of TIE fighters.
And with Ghost Galaxy, they projected ghost images here and there around the ride, but with the Hyperspace Mountain, you actually see the X-Wings and the TIE fighters and the Death Star, and it all kind of appears and disappears as you're going through the attraction multiple times. So your attention is really drawn to like all these things that you know and love from the Star Wars universe.
Right.
And something else that I absolutely loved was the background music. Not only was straight from Star Wars, but you also heard a lot of the like voiceovers and We're Here, Red Leader. You heard a lot of those things going on.
So much technical stuff.
How much of the new stuff, Natalie, are they pumping out over there? I don't like. That's what I don't like. Like, I feel like they're really pumping the old stuff a lot, and they're still holding the new stuff kind of back a little bit.
They are holding the new stuff back completely. You can see barely anything of the new stuff. Over in what used to be the Innoventions building, they have Star Wars Launch Bay. So it's the downstairs of that big circular building. And they've got props there, they've got things that you can buy, and it's just a few things that you've already seen at D23 that's from the new movie. So everything is very much still a secret.
That I gotta tell you, that Launch Bay and the fact that they put like their own cool little like Star Wars shop in there, and it's not like your typical like theme park like mass-produced junk. I mean, they unfortunately for my wallet, they've made the mistake of putting like sideshow collectible statues in there and some scale figures, and they have her universe clothes being sold at Disneyland now. Like, they're doing something right when it comes to Star Wars, I have to say. Oh man, yeah.
I did get to meet Darth Vader today.
Ah, yes.
And he was talking to me.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you've ever met characters at Disneyland.
Yeah.
But generally, they don't say much unless their mouth moves.
Right.
But Darth Vader, he invited me to join the dark side. He said I would be getting instructions shortly. Mm-hmm. I think I fangirled all over that Death Star.
Natalie's never held her phone as close as she is right now.
Yes.
It's true.
We have to leave this podcast suddenly.
I might have to sleep with it tonight.
I think we've finally turned Natalie to the dark side.
Speaking of turning to the dark side.
Oh, yes.
So there is a new show that opened today.
Yes.
You might be familiar with the old show called Jedi Training Academy. But the new show is called Jedi Training and the Trials of the Temple.
That's cool.
Sounds scary.
I just heard someone breathe deeply.
Yes, that was me.
Well, and so to answer your question a little bit, Casey, what they've done with Trials of the Temple is they've incorporated a little bit of the new universe of Force Awakens, and they've incorporated a little bit of the universe of series.
Yeah, the Star Wars Rebel series, yeah. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that yet, Natalie, because that wasn't going yet when I went. So what? How is it different from the original format?
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. So instead of the Jedi Master coming out and asking kids if they're strong with the Force and having everyone jump up and down and raise their hands, there's a pre-selection process, much like in the future universe where the young Jedi of the Force who have the high midichlorians aren't being trained by the Jedi Masters in, like an academy. They are sought out one by one and slowly brought up. Right. It's very much like that, where a handful of children are pre-chosen. They're brought to the stage, and then the whole show is about the temple that every Jedi must go to and face their biggest fear. Yes. So the big reveal of the Trial of the Temple is not only do you get to see Darth Vader and fight him, not only do you get to see Darth Maul, but a new female evil character from Star Wars Rebels comes out on stage and gets to scare all the little kids.
That's awesome. And who is this awesome female character, Natalie?
Her name is the Seventh Sister, also known as the Inquisitor. Yeah. In Star Wars Rebels, she is voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar. So, oh my goodness, you guys. She's kind of like sexy yet scary, strong in the dark side. I was loving every second of it.
Even with that wild helmet, it's still very seductive. It's very dark side.
It's everything you just said, 100%.
Yes, yes. I love it. Natalie, what was your favorite part about Seasons of the Force?
So I had two. Number one, seeing the Inquisitor / Seventh Sister today fighting kids at Disneyland. Oh my gosh, okay, it's amazing.
So I gotta stop. I just imagine Natalie. I imagine Natalie like sitting amongst like 100 10-year-olds, And just like crying, like when the Inquisitor walks out. Sorry, Natalie, no offense, but that's
No.
what I'm seeing in my head right now.
Were you at Disneyland today? Because
I
that's
was.
what you saw.
How did he know? Who's been talking about you, Natalie?
He must have been following me because I seriously was like, yay!
Yeah.
And like the way Vader and the Inquisitor like disappear, you're like, oh my gosh, they like literally disappear.
Right.
But then my other highlight for the day was going on Star Tours and getting to visit a new planet.
We haven't even got to Star Tours yet. Forgot about that. So if you've been to Disneyland within the last couple years, you know they revamped Star Tours to where now you get 2 planets per each ride, and they're randomized by computer or whatever. So they've added a new planet, and that does tie into The Force Awakens. And the really cool thing that they're doing is, I think they said for the first couple months, each ride will start with that new planet, so everybody gets a chance to see it. And then the second one is the one that they randomize. But there's a new planet. There's also a new hologram in the middle, which you normally get like Yoda or Princess Leia or Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
There's somebody new, and then you get one of the existing planets that have already been. But that was so cool just to get to see one of the stars from the new film in that, and you gotta get to like feel like you're kind of in the movie a little bit in some of those really cool, really new scenes that we've been seeing in the trailers.
It's true. And well, actually, on my screen, I had 2 new characters from the Force Awakens. One was on the main screen,
right?
Like where Princess Leia normally shows up, or Admiral Akbar. And the second one was over on the screen over on the far right, where usually you see R2-D2 pop up.
Yeah.
So I got to see 2 new characters.
Yeah. There was some.
Wait, which ones? Like that was the biggest cock tease ever.
Should we tell him? Should we tell him, Natalie?
Okay, well, the one on the front screen was BB-8.
Yes.
Oh, I love that little guy.
Yes.
That little soccer ball.
And it's fun, too, because BB-8 interacts with R2, and then, of course, you can't understand droid. You can't understand their little beeps and boops. So then there's C-3PO, who's accidentally driving you through space, who's translating everything for you.
Right. And they're just kind of like totally ignoring him. Like, yeah, what do you know?
So when are they going to change out his arm on that ride?
Oh, I don't know.
They should do that.
Come on, Disney, get the fuck on it. What's going on over there?
They should definitely.
He needs a red arm. But yeah,
I'm sure he'll get it soon. I'm sure they'll update that.
And the other character was
Finn.
Yes.
Was Finn. So
don't get his last name, huh?
I don't know. Maybe our guest knows.
I think it's Finn the human.
Really?
Drop
think it's
some
the
Adventure
human.
Time action right there. Does he have a Jake the dog also?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But Natalie, I'm sure you can agree with this. But I mean, I've been to Disneyland a lot over the years, and I don't think I've ever actually spent 12 hours just in Tomorrowland, just in the same spot, just geeking out over Star Wars stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Wait a second. You went to Disneyland for an entire day and you did not leave one area of the park?
Nope.
I was there for half a day today, and I did not leave Tomorrowland.
And you probably could have spent more time there, right, Natalie?
I could have spent another full day there.
Yeah.
This podcast just turned into an intervention.
No, but I mean, just as a being a Star Wars fan as long as I've been, and as long as somebody like Natalie's been, and just seeing something that's been like so much a part of your childhood, your adulthood, just sprawled across a place that's very special to people like me and Natalie, which is Disneyland. It just puts you on a whole different level. And I mean, there was several times throughout the day where I was just happy tears, especially because I was there with friends and sharing that experience with people that also love Star Wars equally as much as I do, and that whole experience is just like something that'll stick with me forever, that I'll tell my kids about. And
yeah, that was
All right,
Trials of the Temple for me.
Serious question to all the fucking Sith fucking lords in the room.
yes.
How can you guys maintain this? Because you realize that they're going to make 2 movies for the rest of time, every year for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Like we're all going to like relax after like a couple of them, right? Because I don't know if I can keep going.
I think people will find a way.
There's a pill for that, Casey.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
High five.
Yes. Yeah, just make sure if it lasts for 4 hours, then you should probably go to the doctor. Because,
Yes.
yeah.
Go to medbay.
Could cause serious complications. But
I'll just wear that thing with pride. It's all good. I'll just walk
If it
around
starts
with it.
glowing red and exceeds a 4-hour erection.
Oh,
No,
that's
that
a
means
different
it's
problem
working.
entirely. That means you're officially on the dark side.
Yes.
Well, mine goes blue. I don't know about y'all, but mine goes.
Oh, rebel.
Well, actually, no, black. I'm sorry. It goes black.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing, though. We have spent so many years just craving Star Wars merchandise. Not even just movies, like T-shirts, mugs. Like, you name the swag. Star Wars fans have been craving it. And we got a little bit when 1, 2, and 3 came out. But I don't think Lucas really merchandised the movies the way that Disney is doing it now with the movies that are coming. And I think Star Wars fans finally are getting what they want. You know, that Marvel fans have gotten, that Pixar fans have gotten, that regular Disney fans have gotten.
This thing I'm holding on screen, if you're watching,
That's awesome.
is a TIE Fighter popcorn bucket. I mean, come on. Like, what more do you want? How cool is that? Like,
That has popcorn?
Yes!
It had at one point.
Wait a
Oh
second.
my god.
Does it shoot it in your mouth?
There are so many ways that could be taken wrong.
That's
Or
true.
completely right.
Yeah, there you go, Natalie.
All right, yes.
Yeah,
Brandon,
they're all right to me. I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon.
But
I'm trying
I
to
will
be
definitely-
I'm trying to be good.
You don't have to
Oh,
be.
you're on the wrong show, my friend.
Okay, good. As long as I got the green light, now I
That's
know.
right. You're good. But I mean,
Well-
on top of the rides and everything, they also have some really cool themed food. My fiance and I tried quite a bit of the Star Wars themed food at what used to be what was it, Natalie? Tomorrowland Terrace, right? Which is-
It's still called Tomorrowland Terrace, I believe.
Still called Tomorrowland Terrace. Okay. They have a couple of different sandwiches. One is like a Jedi Order like chicken sandwich, and then they have like a dark side sandwich, which is made with like chorizo in the.
And they have a whole menu that's split in half between the dark side and the light side.
Yeah.
So you can choose to order to your affiliation if you'd like.
Yes, they had dark side, light side drinks, which were both like kind of lemonade based drinks. The light side one was like a green apple.
Wow.
It's like really cool, like yogurt, like boba's in the bottom of it. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know, like boba tea, but that one came with a light up Millennium.
Wait a
Falcon
second.
glove cube.
Let's back up this light and dark train here a little bit.
Back it up, back
No one
Back
sees
it up.
the segregation problem. It sounds like
Oh,
Disney
really?
is trying to go back to 1950s here.
Really?
Am I right, Brandon? Am I right?
No. I was gonna say like the light side would be like gluten free or some nonsense like that, and then it's like
Oh,
dark
that'd
side's
be
like
awesome.
extra.
Oh,
It-
and the
it's
dark
like
side's
if
all
that's the
fried
case,
food.
if that's the case, I'm going to the dark side. I'm like, dude, I want extra gluten in my food.
That's
Extra.
right. There
The light
was-
side's like fried zucchini, and the dark side's like a fried Snickers.
Yes.
Oh god.
yeah.
Oh.
The dark side did, however, have my favorite food item of all the Star Wars stuff I tried, which was the Darth by chocolate, which was like
Oh,
like
yes.
several layered like chocolate cake, chocolate ganache, and they threw some red velvet in the bottom just to add that cool like red, like lightsaber layer to it. It had a milk chocolate Darth Vader face on the top with like a little chocolate lightsaber, and that was like.
All right, here's the real question.
Yes.
How much did the concession stand attendant look like he wanted to kill himself?
Here's the thing: is the people in the Star Wars land seemed had a little more pep in their step, because I think that area is new and it's not frozen, and everyone is so glad to be doing not frozen stuff.
Exactly.
Oh.
I talked to a lady who was in the parking garage, one of the cast members that worked in the Seasons of the Force area, and she's like, "Oh my god,
And she's all,
it's
help
like my
me,
favorite place to work
help
right now."
me.
She was like so excited to be just inundated by Star Wars every day. It was awesome. She was just as excited as we were, so that was cool. But
Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars nerds at Disneyland.
yeah, for sure. But Natalie,
They probably just hire off of Reddit. That's why.
But Natalie, I think you can agree that if you're a Star Wars fan, even if you're a little bit of a Star Wars fan, and you have the opportunity to go to Disneyland and check out Season of the Force, you need to go because
Yeah.
it is perfect in every way. Like
If you love good music and good entertainment, and Star Wars is semi-entertaining to you, you will love Tomorrowland.
Yeah. So go.
Oh, and something else that was just so mind-blowing to me was the minute you walk into Tomorrowland, you hear the Star Wars soundtrack playing in the background.
Yeah.
The background music has completely changed to be Star Wars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, which is great.
That was awesome, but
I was waiting for the Cantina song to come on.
Yeah. That's right. We're the Cantina band, and we have any requests? Play the same song. All right. Same
You know,
song. Here we go.
I walked by and saw Boba Fett hanging out in the Cantina, so
Oh yeah. I did too. It was pretty.
yeah, he was.
When they want to close the park, they just let a Rancor out and just people just scatter.
I think so.
That and Banthas. And they
Yeah.
just like herd the park.
If Han Solo shoots somebody, that's not good. Well, it's kind of good.
Be good.
Luckily, I didn't see him running around Disneyland, so.
I think he would have been costed more than if Justin Bieber had walked in the park. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that.
By myself included.
There you go. But you know what, folks? We have our amazing guest back with us, back from the break.
Finally.
Technical difficulties.
He was swallowed by the Sarlaac pit.
Yes. Welcome to the show, my friend. How you doing today?
Pretty good, man.
Good. So as we were talking before, let's talk about your geeky origin story. Tell us when you first knew that you were a geek. We all have that moment.
Man, you make it so what was it? I literally just, it didn't really just dawn on me. It was kind of just stuff I just enjoyed. Because when I was growing up, I would draw all the time. And it was one of those things where it's like, you get asked, oh, what are you going to do when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a policeman. And I was like, no, fuck that. I want to be a Ghostbuster. So it was like, I remember, well, actually, no. I don't. My memory is not as good. But my mom was telling me that when because my dad was in the military, so we'd have to go to the airport periodically when I was a little kid,
Right.
and I took a proton pack with me, the little toy one. And so one of the
Was that one from like the real Ghostbusters back in the day?
That is so
yes,
awesome.
yeah, it's the one with the little foam attachment that's the stream.
Yep.
Yeah, that it was, and so this security guard, this lady asked me, what it was, and my mom told me this story like multiple times. She was like, yeah, you thoroughly gave the security guard a thorough explanation, like not 8-year-old explanation,
Right.
like adult explanation, like, well, this is actually powered by nuclear core, this one has a half-life of 5,000 years.
Yeah, we're talking like the full-on Egon Spengler like explanation.
Dude,
Pretty much.
out of all of them, Egon and Winston are my two favorites.
Right.
So Egon especially, because like he has that morbid, intelligent humor. So
Right.
now that I'm older and I kind of remember the quotes, if someone ever asked me, it's like, well, they seem to be interested in you. It's like, no, I think they're interested in my epididymis. And only the Ghostbuster fan will know what that means.
Yes.
But yeah, but going from that, it's just I was a huge Batman fan. Always been, always have been, always will be.
Right.
I can't see it now because I'm wearing a Deadpool shirt because he's a troll. But it just kind of like never went away.
Yeah.
So, and then it just turned into it kind of went all these different ways because I like movies, I like superhero film, all that other good stuff. And so doing costumes just like for Halloween ended up turning into cosplay.
Yeah.
So, and then and then also that's also an avenue to do acting. That's why I'm in this trailer, and that's why, I decided to do my own film,
Yeah.
which I directed. So we're still working on that, but and it's really hard to explain. It just kind of was one of those things that just stuck with me. So, and now that I'm older, I think I'm actually on overload as far as geek stuff because,
Right.
well, we now have jobs now. It's not like when you're 10. It's like, imagine being 10 years old and you're asking your dad to get a Ninja Turtles toy for you, and he's like, you got Ninja Turtles money? And I'm just like, okay. So now that I'm employed, it's kind of like I have more, and especially It's all Will's. It's all Will's fault. It's all Will's fault. I go to his house.
He's sitting in my room right now, by the way.
Yeah, I look in his room, and then it's like my dick just got smaller. I was like, oh my god, I feel so inadequate. It's like there's so much stuff here. And then what happens? Trying to compensate, I just buy a whole bunch of crap. So my room's like littered with pop figures.
Natalie, that's actually my dark side power. I influence people to spend money on collectibles. I'm like, buy collectibles.
Oh, well, we probably shouldn't be friends because I just buy shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like at Target?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My newest purchase from Hot Topic. This is my scarf.
Nice.
I guess. With a whole plethora of different helmets and faces and symbols on it. I love it.
Yeah. I see it and I'm like, oh, I have to have it. What if it goes away?
That's my logic.
Right?
Yeah, I go to Target and it's the same damn thing.
Yep. If I don't buy it, it could be gone. Brandon, what would you say was your, I'll put this in air quotes, your first cosplay costume?
Oh, that would actually be Deathstroke, and it was actually during the it was a midnight release for Arkham Origins, and I was thinking to myself, well, I wanted to do a Deathstroke costume, and I was like, but the thing about me is that I don't like doing costumes of characters that I'm fairly new to, so I spent months of research and just like reading, you know, Deathstroke stuff, and I had a couple of close friends who were big on the characters, so and I gained like a quick appreciation for it, and I was like, I felt more comfortable. So when it came down to it, you know, it's like I went to GameStop, Rock Nat, and then went and did like a version 2 for Halloween. So yeah, my first cosplay was ironically Deathstroke out of all things.
Wow.
Yeah. And you one of your most recent costumes was Armored Batman, which actually won you first place in the ZapCon cosplay contest.
Yes, it did.
Which is our local con. That was an amazing suit, man. What did you make that suit out of?
That was all EVA foam.
Yeah.
A lot of EVA foam and a lot of tears.
It's a beautiful suit, man.
Thank you.
I bet especially after seeing that trailer and that movie being dog shit now.
Oh.
Brandon,
man.
what are you feeling about the movie, Brandon? I just ask you
about Batman v Superman.
Yeah, about what you.
Will, he made a giant costume that took him hours and tons of money. You have to say something positive about it.
Well, yeah, but
it's an unfair question. You're putting the man on the spot.
Oh no, it's cool.
I'm talking shit.
No, I'm actually really excited. A lot of things weren't what I expected. Like, for me, I always have an open mind about everything. Because when people ask me, "Are you a Marvel fan or a DC fan?" I'm like, I'm a fan of superheroes, so I give everything a chance. Everything gets a benefit of the doubt, and plus, I understand that there's a lot of things that either just kind of illogical when you're trying to translate it to film, and then there's some things where it's just like it works better, you know. And so, when it came to Batman v Superman, I'll admit Ben Affleck was not my first choice at all. I actually liked my fanboy choice was Luke Evans. Okay. Who, he was my choice. But then, you know, but I gained a lot of respect for Ben Affleck in recent years. You know, seeing him grow as an actor. I mean, he hasn't had a lot as performance-wise, but what he's had has been good. I mean, I can't deny the man's talent. So, and plus, Zack Snyder's a nerd. Like regardless of his track record and what people may say, he's a big ass nerd. So it's like he's a fanboy. So I mean, I love the idea of consequences from Man of Steel. I personally really enjoyed Man of Steel. I thought it made sense for like a modern day because you have an alien who's super powered. It's xenophobia. Obviously the destruction. Yeah, maybe a little.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Uh-oh. But no, but I'm really excited about it. I like Ben Affleck's look. It scared the shit out of me of how well just from what I've seen he's done as Batman. Henry Cavill, like obviously I really like him as this modern day Superman. Jesse Eisenberg, that's still on the jury's still out on that one.
About that.
Yeah, I'm still.
After seeing the trailer, I was bored with him.
Whoa. I think bored is the exact like anything but bored. Like boring is not the way to describe him. It was like clownish.
Jesse Eisenberg plays Jesse Eisenberg, which is boring when you've seen him do it a million times already.
Supposedly he's doing a Max Landis impression.
So I was confused. I thought he was Mark Zuckerberg playing Lex Luthor. I thought that's what he was doing.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
No, that's what he is doing. That's what he's supposed to be, like a Mark Zuckerberg type. But he actually said, or Max Landis said on Twitter, he's like, I'm friends with Jesse Eisenberg. I've seen his impression, and he's doing me. He's actually doing Max Landis. That's where that's where that character comes from. Just putting that out there, just so you guys. But yeah, I agree, Natalie. It's fucking crazy. It doesn't fit that movie. It doesn't fit. Like that was my problem with that trailer. Like I felt like it was all over the place. Number one, like tonally, it was all over the place. The first two trailers were way better. And yeah, you throw it, like Eisenberg shows up and he's like this cartoon character amongst these two like titans of men. Like the best part about it was the interaction between Batman and Superman.
But then
they like ruined that all by the ending. Not saying that they shouldn't have given that stuff away. I just thought like I don't know. I have like Doomsday looked terrible. He looks terrible. And I have a real problem with him just being a throwaway character that they can just all fight at the end. Yeah. That's what he's gonna end up being. When his defining moment as a character is killing Superman. So if you're not going to use him for that, then what's the point in using him at all? There's a million other things you could have used that could have been thrown away and never used again. So I don't know. I just feel like that trailer kind of was them responding to like fanboy criticisms of their last trailers, like being like, oh, it's too dark, there's no jokes, and where's the other people and all this stuff. So I don't know. Yeah. That movie is a huge question mark. And then they had like the next day they had to come out and say, oh, don't worry, the Flash is in it too, and Aquaman's in it too, and Cyborg's in it too. It's like what the like down, huh? Yeah, like what like I feel like they don't have any confidence behind it for some reason, and that scares the shit out of me. Yeah. But Batman's voice is fucking perfect.
Yeah, was anyone else? I felt like that Batman's voice sounded like Barry White to me. It was like, oh my god, it sounds so good,
so smooth and creamy.
Oh man, because it was kind of cool to have that. He had the voice modulator on there. I thought that was dope.
What they should do for the next one is just have Kevin Conroy come in and dub like over when Batman talks. So like it's the actor's regular name, and then it's Kevin Conroy's voice when he like talks as Batman.
So kind of like
I somehow believe that fans would still complain over that. They're like, it's out of sync. Why does it look like a kung fu film? Like no matter what you do, I think fans are never happy, like at all. But you know, it's more like a wait and see game to me. Like I said, you know, I keep an open mind. You know, I mean, whatever happens, and we move on.
My biggest problem, and I know you're a fan, so I'm not going to pick on you, Brandon, but my biggest problem with that whole thing is
you already
Superman.
have. You missed that train.
Okay. My whole problem with that thing is Superman. I just feel like they fucked that up, and they're like, yes, there is this redemption part, but even in the trailers we've seen, he's still being portrayed as this, like, dark, like, this villain, this, like, ominous character. He even says, like, I could kill you when I want. Like, fucking Superman would never say that. Yeah. And then that nightmare sequence, or that everyone's calling it that dream sequence or whatever, like, okay, like everyone's like, oh, parademons. Like we're seeing, if Bruce Wayne's having a dream, how is he dreaming about something that he's never seen or experienced before? Like I think, like you know what I mean, like how is he dreaming about parademons? And then we're gonna see parademons show up a little later. Like that's weird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. One of the fan theories, because I don't really take fan theories in consideration that much, but one of them was that it was a vision by
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
which would make total sense, but it came out today that Zack Snyder said no, it's a Batman dream.
Yeah. I honestly don't think they're parademons. I really don't.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
But then it's like I said,
I wouldn't go that far.
When parademons show up, like if these things look like parademons in this movie, when they show up, it's gonna be weird. Like it's gonna be weird because they're gonna be like, oh wait, weren't these things? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, you're right.
No. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a total wait and see game, and I'm totally just nitpicking, but I don't know. Like this, it's It's gonna make $1 billion. Like, it doesn't need me to fucking like to
Seriously.
fight for it, you know?
Oh my God, what would we do with $1 billion tomorrow? Oh my God, I couldn't. You could have the
I
most
know.
expensive drug habit and still not be broke. You can have Rick James drug habit
I'm like, same.
and be completely financially stable.
Oh my God.
I'd be willing to try, that's for sure.
Well,
Wow.
let's get back to Star Wars, Brandon.
Yeah, seriously, I was like.
So Brandon,
So if blue milk goes bad, does it turn green?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon, let's talk about what. First of all, tell for our listeners who maybe don't know what a Sweeded trailer is. Let's start there.
Oh, okay. Basically, when I had to learn it after production was already done for it, and so basically the movie Be Kind Rewind that came out, I think it was 2008, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it stars Mos Def and Jack Black, and so basically they messed up a whole bunch of their movies in the video store, and they basically said that all the movies that look low budget, because they had to re-record all of them, were basically Swedish imports. So that's what the term Swede came from. So my friends Brian and Rocky, they ended up doing that for the purpose of really as a fun way to kind of pay homage to film, and then also kind of jumpstart the film community in here, which in Fresno, which I think is really good, because giving our hometown that kind of exposure and something like that, I think is really, really positive, because it has to have there's a lot of positive things that should happen, because there's always that complaint, like, there's not enough to do in Fresno and all that good stuff, and it's like, well, you have to make it happen. So I mean, these guys, mad respect to them for making it happen. So basically it's a low budget homage,
and let's put it like on a different perspective. Remember when you were like a kid and you're like playing around with your like parents' video camera, and you're like, ooh, we're gonna make our own version of Star Wars, and you would use what you had as a kid. So there'd be a lot of cardboard props, there'd be a lot of like toilet paper tubes being used as like lightsabers. That's kind of also lends itself to how somebody makes a Sweeded film or a Sweeded trailer. Am I right?
Yeah, it brings that inner child out.
Yeah.
And it's all in pure fun. It's all pure fun and pure respect and all that good stuff. I mean, and you just use what you have, but the importance is not really what you're using, is the motivation and the end result of why you did it, which is basically out of love and respect for that mythology, which I think is really, I got mad respect for those two guys. They're doing some good stuff, and then with what's happened recently, I'm just grateful that they asked me to come back, to do it.
Yeah, and I want to say the first thing I saw from the guys at Dumb Drum was the Age of Ultron trailer that they did when that movie came out.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
That's Iron Man. Of course you did.
Of course, yeah. And, I already told Rocky next time I better get to play Tony Stark, but whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, what I really appreciate about those guys is their timing and getting things shot for shot as compared to like the actual like real trailer is ridiculous. It is so close, the way they time things, the way they edit things. I think that's really kind of one of the things that sets them apart, and what really makes their trailers like that much better is definitely the way they do that. So how did you get in touch with them, and how when did you get the call to be asked to be, because you've done 2 trailers for them for Star Wars Episode 7, right?
Technically 3. I did 2 for Star Wars, and then I did a Die Hard one.
Okay.
Which was pretty cool. Okay, so basically how it started was year 1 of ZapCon. My friend Brittany and I, we went to the Dumb Drum panel, and so that's when I found out what was going on with that. And they did one of Pacific Rim. Guillermo del Toro retweeted it and inviting him to the premiere of Pacific Rim, which was dope. Yeah. And so me being the troll I was, because I was dressed up as Cobra Commander, and I'm a total idiot when I'm Cobra Commander. So I did my best impression and asked him if I'd could star in one of their Swedes and whatever. So the next day for day 2, I was dressed up in my other cosplay, which had my face shown and whatever, and I talked to them, and I was like, oh yeah, I was that jackass dressed as co-commander yesterday, and they were like, yeah, you were really good, and I was like, yeah, so we exchanged information, and then a few months went, or no, actually, it was a month and a half that went by,
Mm-hmm.
and I was recovering from bronchitis, so I was like dying, and basically I got the email saying, hey, would you help us with the Star Wars suite, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to turn it down.
Right. And so you got to play. Tell us who you got to play in the Star Wars suite.
Oh, I got to play Finn, played by Job Boyega. I was a dude playing a dude.
Disguised as another dude. So you do. So the first one they did was obviously like the teaser trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did that go as far as views and things compared to the second one?
There was still a ton of views. It was Christmas Day because, mind you, my health was not as good, so I was sick again by the time Christmas Eve hit.
Yeah.
And then I got several text messages and comments on Facebook saying like, "Oh my God, you're famous right now." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Find out Mashable had reposted it, did an article on it, and then I forgot who else reposted on it, but it took me by surprise.
Right.
And it was real cool. But and then that's right, Cinema Blend ended up reposting it,
right,
which freaked me the hell out because I'm looking at my feed and I get to see my ugly face, and I'm like, crap. So yeah, the first thing I made sure I didn't do was read the comment section because I know there's an asshole that's gonna say something stupid.
There's always some troll, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to get a whole bunch of money and pull a Jane Silent Bob because, Will, I would have asked you like,
I know.
We're gonna beat these dudes' asses.
I would have been there with you, bro.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the first one dropped, and then obviously, of course, we got the full like 2.5 minute full trailer for episode 7 that got viewed a gazillion times, and so I'm sure the guys at Dumb Drum saw this and said, all right, we gotta Swede this one too. So, So they call you back and say, come be Finn again, right?
Yeah. They asked me if I wanted to do it again, and I was like, yeah, of course I am. Of course I will. And the thing is, they had it planned already. They knew it was a military strategy that they had. They knew as soon as that trailer dropped, they started the next day.
Yeah.
To get that started, which I was like, that's dope. That's real cool.
How long did it take for them? Do you know how long it took for them to finish that second full trailer?
Oh man, I think for my stuff was only 2 days.
Okay.
And then just because of my work schedule and all that good stuff, I think it took them, I want to say 5 days. I don't want to speak for them because I honestly don't know. I think it took about 5 days because they had to get the audio. One guy did all the audio, which was really cool. So, and then they did all the editing and all that good stuff. And then they did it. They were finishing up right before Swede Fest on November 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, November 5th. So, about a few days.
Yeah. So that second Sweeded trailer dropped, and I gotta tell you, man, it was like, I want to say it was in a course of 2 days, and I'm like going through Facebook, and I see, oh, wait a minute. So Yahoo Movies, posted the trailer, and then Google posted the trailer, and then I've seen it pop up on like movieplot.com, and I'm literally seeing this thing everywhere, Brandon. Like, what was that like? Like, when did you realize, like, oh my God, this thing just blew up and just went viral, basically?
Yeah. What was my first thought?
Yeah, like when did you realize that thing just like snowballed and just went crazy? Like,
as soon as I saw Hollywood Reporter do a repost on it, and I was like, uh-oh. What really did it was when Ewan McGregor reposted, and I was like, oh, shit.
Did you screenshot that?
I didn't. The other actress, Kia, she actually did, and she put it on her Instagram, and then I basically jacked it from her and then reposted on my Facebook.
As you should.
So as soon as I saw that, I was thinking, holy shit, this is getting serious. This is real serious. When you have one of the guys from the prequels, it doesn't matter, if they're bad or good, they're still playing beloved characters. So they, for him reposting that was like, whoa, damn, okay, this.
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was very real.
So because of the popularity of the trailer and being posted everywhere, somewhere along the line, which was rather quickly from what I understand, someone on Good Morning America saw it, and I think I remember them seeing it like on their that recap show that they do on the internet or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
All I remember is that when I got the alert that they were doing their little segment on it, talking about Star Wars, and then they reposted it.
Right.
It was a YouTube clip, so it was already about a couple of days after, or I think a day or two after they had did it live.
Okay.
And so when I saw that, I was like, whoa, wait, so this made national TV. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so where did it go from there? When did you get the call that you were going to be on Good Morning America?
I got the call last Monday.
Yeah.
It was around 11:30. I had work at 12:30, so I was still lying in bed, and Rocky calls me and is like, "Hey, this is all crazy. It's all happening so fast." But basically, Good Morning America hit us up the day before.
Yeah.
And asked us to come to New York for a segment.
Yeah.
And then they said, John Boyega and Daisy Ridley are going to be a part of the interview on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they specially requested you and Kia, who's the other actress, to be there too if you were available. And so the first thing I thought was,
I'm calling in sick to work.
No, everyone kept telling me it's like,
yeah.
everyone was telling me it's like, just ditch work, man. Don't bother even getting your shift covered. Just fuck work.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna do that. When I found out,
that
first thing
John
I did
Boyega requested you to be there.
No. If that was the case, holy shit.
Yeah.
The fact that just the heads, whoever makes those decisions at GMA,
right,
decided, hey, we want you two to come too. I'm just a kid from Fresno that works at Starbucks, so I'm thinking
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
But I didn't know what to say other than holy fuck. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was, is this for real? And the third thing was I told my parents, and my mom screamed.
Yeah.
And then my mom decided to tell my sister, and I'm like, okay, I gotta cut this shit right now. I gotta make sure that it's final, so nobody can know.
You're right.
So yeah, so it was. But then I got the day taken care of and found out. Yeah, John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, they were gonna be there on Wednesday. There's no guarantee that there was gonna be a segment.
fight to the death.
Yeah. I was literally thinking this is gonna be Highlander, man. Like one of us is getting fucked up.
There could be only one.
Nah.
Whoever leaves alive gets to be in the next movie.
Right?
Love it.
Oh man. Yeah. I was gonna carry like Christopher Lambert's sword. It was just like make sure that as soon as the fight's over, get that lightning coming down.
Yeah. So that was Monday, and you had to be on the show on Wednesday, right?
Yeah. So our flight was out on at I want to say 12:30 Tuesday midday.
Yeah.
So I had no time, and plus it was gonna be a day anyway, so I didn't really have to pack much. But it was just getting extra money and whatever. So just literally like quick things just to make sure that I was able to survive in New York for like a night.
Right. So what's it like being at the Good Morning America studios? Like, what goes on behind the scenes when you go on a segment like that?
It really felt just like any other normal job. There was just a lot of people figuring out a game plan. Everyone was really diligent. Everyone was really nice. Because they had one of their interns come get us from the hotel, and our hotel was only about 20 seconds away from the building. So it was literally like not even a couple of steps. Walk across the street, open the door, and then bam, there we are.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was pretty cool. Like, everyone's really nice. I saw Robin Roberts walk past our green room.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I'm seeing a bunch of people I would never dream to see in real life in person. So that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And the green room that we were in was the same one Harrison Ford was in yesterday, because the day before, because they still had the star up.
Oh,
Still
wow.
smell like.
Did you like
still smell
lay
like-
all over the furniture?
It
Touch
still smelled. It smelled like Leia. It smelled like Leia. It's like, hey, you know what? It's like Han may be old, but he still lays it down like he's 20 probably. It's like, there's a reason why people say Han shoots first.
Bro.
No.
Yeah.
No, but it was really cool getting to see that. So but it was very kind of it was just really chill. It was just kind of okay, working up the nerve, because we're gonna be doing national TV. We're gonna be doing this whole segment and everything like that. And then a dude from Lucasfilm comes up to us, saw the trailer, and was like, "So you guys excited to meet them?" And at this point, we didn't know for sure that we were going to actually meet them in person. Yeah. So he spoiled it for us, but I was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And so
better to get sweaty palms out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off camera.
Yeah, definitely. I was tripping out. I was just like, oh my God, don't say anything. First thing I thought was, don't be weird. Don't be weird.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird.
Don't say weird things. Don't be awkward.
Don't be weird.
Yeah, it's like if I see Daisy Ridley, it's like I want to make you pancakes. can't say weird shit like that.
Yeah, please. So your bit on air, was that when you got to meet him? Did you get to talk to them before or after it all?
After that segment was over, they gave us about 30 seconds to kind of mingle, because these guys are busy, so they're running around trying to do all the press. Right. So I got to talk. I talked to John for a little bit. Yeah. And Daisy got to talk to. They're, oh my God, those two are such beautiful human beings. Like, they were really sweet, and it was interesting, because they are still fairly new, from what I understand. They don't have a lot of material in their careers, so they're still new, And so when they were talking to us, it was like they were as much fans of us as we were of them, and it was just really nice. They were really cool people. Like, they were really cool. John, it was funny because John was like, "You do realize that people are gonna mistake us no matter where we go now," and I was cracking up because
come on now.
it was.
You're
just
like,
funny.
I wish.
I wish.
In a perfect world.
John is very much more handsome than I am, and he has a British accent. That alone, he has a British accent. That's all he needs.
Well, you can always fake that.
Oh my God, I wish. I'll just sound stupid.
What was the line that he said on the segment on air?
It was, "Dude, you sweat funny. Just like me." I had to keep it together.
Yeah, I'm sure. That is the coolest thing, man. I'm so excited for you that all that happened and you got to be a part of that, because it's pretty awesome, man.
So cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you have probably one of the most epic Episode 7 memories out of anybody I know. So.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, like, to be truthfully honest, is that I didn't grow up watching Star Wars. I didn't watch until I was older. Yeah. And so I totally appreciated what was going on with it, because it was like, holy shit, this is the first, people talk about big budget blockbusters, all that good stuff. That's the grandfather of all. If it wasn't for Star Wars, there wouldn't be any huge, money makers like we have now.
Right.
So it's like a lot is owed to Star Wars. Which is really cool. And I gained a lot of appreciation, especially from my close friends, especially from Will. Yeah. Because the love for Star Wars was so contagious it was like my love for Batman. So it was very it was really nice to see that much love, and I totally respected it. So, and the reason I got into it farther was because J.J. Abrams, I watched all his movies and I really like his movies. So when he was doing Star Wars, I was like, oh, well, I got to see that. And then I started seeing everything, and I was like, wow, this just looks like a really good film. Like, regardless if it's Star Wars or not, just like looked like a really good movie. And then from there, it just kind of, this appreciation.
Right.
It was really cool.
Very cool, man. So real quick before we switch gears, besides all the cool Star Wars stuff you're doing, what tell us about the other project you're working on that I got a chance to see an early cut of the film that you wrote.
Oh, I directed my.
You're a little overachiever there.
Oh my God. I work at Fresno Soap Co., which is a local community theater,
right.
And we actually got my first film which I never thought I would do, and it was a short black and white silent film, and I was really happy Will was there to see it, Will and Emily, which was great, and it was my directorial debut, which I don't plan on doing a lot because that's really stressful. And I starred in it, wrote it, did the storyboards, edited it, and it's just like it was a pain, but it was basically dealing with terminal illness and loss and relationships, and it was all condensed into like 13 minutes, and it was something that I was really happy doing, because I couldn't. What I really like is explosions, martial arts, blah blah, all that good stuff. Couldn't do that because it takes a lot of work and everything like that. So I wanted to do the drama angle, which I never thought I had in me, and so doing that was kind of more of a it was a more eye-opening experience. Not only being a first-time director, but being an actor, and also doing something that doesn't require shit blowing up. Which was, and it was really nice, and I had a lot of supportive people, in the audience. I had two beautiful and amazing actresses that work with me, and my best friend, who I've known for like close to 7 years now, and he helped me with advice as a director, get the camera angles I wanted and all that good stuff. So it was really cool. It was a great experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a very emotionally charged, like thought-provoking film. It deals with, I'll just say on a very like light level, deals with loss and like things we've all experienced with losing people that have been close to us, or close to people that we know, and just how it affects day-to-day life and the loss of close relationships and things. So I mean, Brandon, I don't know about some of the other people in the audience. I understood it completely for what you were trying to put out there, and I thought it was a beautiful film, and I'm really excited to see what you do with it. So
that's because you and I we're like this. We're like this. But I did understand like some of the they weren't really complaints. It was just like suggestions, just because everyone wanted just more, and so I mean, right now it's in the process of getting reshoots and all that good stuff. So hopefully the official release is January. Hopefully. So hopefully everyone will be able to see that, and all that good stuff.
Good stuff, man. We look forward to it. Is there anywhere on the internet that our listeners or followers can find you or find out more about what you're working on?
Oh, right now I am currently on Instagram. My handle is Jax Creations, JAX_creations. And that's primarily where I'm on, and that's also the same handle for Facebook.
Awesome.
So all my cosplay and like light storyboard stuff, artwork stuff that I've done is on there.
Beautiful, man. Well, that's awesome. We wish you luck and all the best with your future stuff that you're working on, man. And congrats on the big Star Wars stuff. And thanks for talking to us, man.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
It's good. Hey, team, are you guys over there?
I'm just in awe of Brandon and his awesomeness.
It's like the coolest guy I know right now.
The force is strong with that one, Will.
I know.
I tell you what.
Do we got
Thank you.
Do we got a little bit of time to talk comics, Mr. Walsh?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Why don't you So, Natalie, what we do now is we'll all just take turns like talking about the same topic. So we'll all talk, I don't know, like 2 comics we read this week, and then kind of discuss in case we read similar stuff. But Casey, why don't you lead us off since I haven't talked to you in a while?
All right, let's see. I'll just pick a couple. 'Cause okay, so Will, I gotta show you something. Look what I get sent in the mail from DC Comics now. Hold on one second.
From them? This guy Casey Walsh, he's always working on cool stuff over here. What is it? What is it? What is?
They like send me like a stack of like comics every week.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When did this start happening?
Like this, it just did start happening. No, but so yeah, so I have a whole bunch of DC comics here, like everything that comes out this week. It looks like,
Ooh.
that I have to read, but I can't talk about because they're
Yes.
embargoed till tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
Oh my.
but number one, I'm looking forward to, and our review is ready to go, and we'll post tomorrow on the site. Is this bad boy right here, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1.
Batman and the Ninja Turtles?
Oh my God, I can't talk about it, but I want to so bad.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
It,
I want that book inside me right now.
Brandon, let me tell you, my friend, you do want it inside you.
He wants it in and around his mouth.
The artwork alone is worth the purchase. That's all I can say. But
Alright.
that comes out tomorrow. The review will be on the site. Check it out. It's
Nice.
it's good. It's okay.
That's good.
It's okay. Since we're like a week behind, I really gotta get better about reading advanced stuff since I technically could talk about it, but I haven't really read anything.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about what I read last week, which is I'll talk about Red Wolf #1,
Red Wolf #1.
which is Marvel's like Western theme comic. I really liked it. It stars Red Wolf, of course, who's like a Native American sheriff in a town in 1872.
Nice.
And it's basically kind of like the Marvel universe in the West.
Mhm.
The action was great. I really loved the setup for the character. It held my attention, and then it killed me on the last page. Spoiler alert, because they take Red Wolf out of the West and they put him in the modern times, and that's not what I want to read. So I'm probably done with that one.
I was intrigued by the Old West.
Yeah,
thing.
me too. That's what I said. I like went on Reddit. I started this whole thread. I was like, oh, this Red Wolf thing seems cool. I'm really into the Wild West. And then yeah, last page, boom, he's in fucking 2015. It's like, all right, this book killed it. That was a great job there.
Yeah.
Red Wolf writers. Next up is Guardians of Infinity, #1 by Dan Abnett, who originally wrote and kind of created the Guardians of the Galaxy that we all know and love now. So this is kind of a different book that it kind of brings a bunch of different Guardians teams from across different timelines and universes together. I really liked it. I really love the art. And the backstory, there's like a second story written by Jason Latour, who does like Spider-Gwen and who does the art for Southern Bastards. He does a book where Rocket and fucking, what's his name? The Rock guy? Incredible. I was going to say Mr. Incredible. The Thing. Him and the Thing are like trapped in this world where like the WWE is like Earth wrestling is worshipped, so they like mimic it, but like alien style.
That is awesome.
So like it's so awesome.
Oh my god. Is
like
John Cena in it?
No, but I mean like it's just this cool like dynamic and of course like the Thing is like the ultimate wrestler or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing I love the most, and it's gonna be hard to see in the picture.
Yeah.
The rocket that Jim Chang draws is my favorite rocket ever. Can you guys see it? There it is, right there.
Oh man.
He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Like it is the most badass rocket ever. So I really like that. So pick that up if you guys get a chance. It's really good. And if you're a Guardians fan, you should be picking it up
Instead of
anyway.
saying I'm a cop, he's like, I'm a raccoon, you idiot.
Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh man, I love this. So yeah, so pick that up. If you're a Guardians fan, you should be picking it up anyways because it's Dan Abnett. He's back on the book.
Yeah.
Will, I'm sure you're gonna talk about this, but I'll just mention it real quick. Star Wars #13.
Talk to me about it because I haven't got a chance to pick it up yet.
Vader Down #3.
Yeah.
Like it's still, and I will. You can tell me if you agree or disagree. And you're probably gonna disagree because you're crazy about Star Wars, and I'm just an idiot. But I think Vader Down is gonna be the definitive Star Wars, or not Star Wars. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
The definitive Darth Vader story. Like
Yeah.
more so than like any of the movies, more so than anything that's come before. Like just those first 2 issues, like him like kicking ass and like showing like why he's such like a force to be reckoned with. Like we've never seen anything like that before, and we never will see anything like that in the movies because he's gone, of course. But
I think it's very hard to get really the power, the physicality, the level of power in the Force that Vader had just by watching the movies, which is like what your like regular everyday Star Wars fans, like your general Star Wars fans, unless you've like read like the expanded universe stuff and the novels. But this comic really shows why Vader was such a badass, why Vader was so feared across the whole galaxy, and why just his name would strike fear into people. And this is like the perfect example of why.
also, Will, this issue features our favorite droids finally meeting their counterparts.
Nice.
Yeah,
I gotta
and
get it, man.
I'm like I said, the Star Wars comics. I mentioned this before, but I'm loving everything. I love everything more Star Wars. Wait, how do I say this?
Yeah.
The movies are not what I like out of Star Wars. It's everything else, and the comics like are a huge part of that. And I think that they're really just nailing it with the comic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it for me.
There's a whole wall of Star Wars comics for sale at Disneyland as well.
There is.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw that and I walked in there. I was like, I got all these bitches. Get the fuck out of here.
Real quick, I didn't get to make it to the comic shop last week because I was busy worrying about a charity event I was at this weekend. But I had some stuff I hadn't read yet. Harley Quinn number 22. I love my Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was zany and madcap as usual. One of the people that they thought they killed from a few issues back with her buddy Cyborgman has been resurrected from the dead by this villainess's grandson. So she's kind of like this crazy, like half Mother Russia, half cyborg lady. That's who's pissed at Harley Quinn and Cy for killing her. So there's some revenge being exacted in this book. We get to see more of Harley Quinn's little gang of Harleys. There's one who walks around topless for like 3 pages. Of course, they put a big censor bar over it, but it's really funny. And it's really funny that there's 4 panels where they're discussing her assets and why she's walking around topless.
Her shoes.
Yeah.
What issue is this again?
This is issue number 22.
I'm gonna go download it right now.
Writing it down.
Really funny issue, but Harley Quinn number 22, and then I also read the Shield number 12.
Ooh, how's that?
I love this, Natalie. This is kind of like I guess we'll say like the X-Files of Shield, where they basically just take one kind of like case each issue and kind of like go through it. It's not necessarily tied in with what's going on in the rest of the Marvel Universe per se, but I mean, it kind of loosely is, obviously, but it's kind of like the Shield files, like past missions and things.
I like that idea.
That would be a much
cool.
better name for it too, the Shield files.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about continuity.
So Casey, I'm gonna request your expert Marvel knowledge on this. This issue deals with a fellow called the Scarlet Centurion. Familiar?
Sounds familiar, yes.
So in this specific issue, I don't know where in the timeline it is, but the Scarlet Centurion has I guess we'll say a desire to bring Ragnarok, which I guess is like hell on earth, I guess we'll say, right? And his way of doing that was killing Odin, going to Asgard, killing Odin. By killing Odin, everybody in Asgard thought that Midgard was responsible for the assassination, and so there was this huge war between Midgard and Asgard to where everybody, including all the Avengers, got wiped out. Only people that were left were agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., not because they're super powered or anything, but just because they survived somehow. And because Phil Coulson had at some point saved Heimdall's life, he asked Heimdall for a favor, and which was to take him to Asgard to plea with Asgardians to stop this basic annihilation of the Earth. So when he did that, he took them to Asgard, but took them back in time before the assassination, so their mission was to stop that from happening and basically stop hell on Earth from happening.
He's like a red. He looks like a red Ronan the Accuser.
Exactly, yeah. So really cool issue. Of course they had to just because of how, I guess we'll say, how sacred the ground in Asgard is, they had to be disguised, and so Heimdall helped them disguise themselves, and he told them, do not come like unarmed. And because when they left, the Avengers were dead. Spoiler, spoiler. They basically took a bunch of the Avengers' weapons with them to help them on their mission. So Coulson, of course, has Captain America's shield, and May has like one of Iron Man's like gauntlets with repulsor and everything. One of the Simmons ended up with like Spider-Man's web shooters. So it was a really cool issue. There was some really cool fight scenes in it. Yeah, you get a lot of really cool
I'm going to have to start reading that.
Yeah, it's fun. I think you'll really appreciate it, Natalie. It's a really good one. There's even somebody gets to wear Ant-Man's helmet, and that really kind of helped them turn the tides a little bit. I won't spoil the ending, but you should check it out, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Any Iron Man pieces?
Oh, yeah. There's some Iron Man in there.
Yay!
Yeah. That's it. But that's it for my comics. But real quick, one more thing I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys... I don't know how many of our listeners are Verizon wireless customers, but if you are, and or if you're not, find somebody who
Wait, is this a cell phone commercial?
No, you need to go get this little. You would think it's just a lame piece of cardboard that Verizon is giving out, and it's a 3D VR viewer, and you need to get that and then download the Star Wars app because they have this thing called Jakku Spy on there right now. And from what I've read, Jakku Spy, they not only used like some of the sets from Episode 7 to film this, but they this is like big budget. This is not like crappy like computer animation. This is like full on like Star Wars budget stuff. And there's like a bunch of little episodes they're going to release up till the movie, and they're all like just little snippets that kind of help.
That's only 9 days away.
Yeah, they're filling a little bit of the gap of leading up to Episode 7. And I would have never in a million years, if you had told me like 20 years down the road that like, in the year 2015, you'll be able to get like virtual reality off of your phone in a cardboard box, I would have said crazy. But like I was literally like brain pieces all over my room, like how cool it is. Like,
are they still giving those out?
If you can find a store that has them, they're still giving them out.
Will, you know what comes out tomorrow, don't you?
What?
The Battle of Jakku on Battlefront.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, son. You know what I'm doing. No, not tomorrow. Wait, yeah, tomorrow's the 9th, right? Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So go get this. Check out Jakku Spy in the Star Wars app. It's really cool. You'll love it. The last one I checked out was the interior of the Millennium Falcon. That was really cool because I mean you can totally like look around and it's like full 360 like a view, top to bottom. You can check everything out. It's really neat.
Cool.
I don't know about you guys, but I am Star Wars out.
No such thing.
Yes. Natalie, do you have anything for us this week on your Weekend Geek?
Honestly, I've been spending so much time at Disneyland and engulfing myself in Star Wars. That's kind of all I had tonight, but I will be sending over some video to you guys to put up on the Geeks with 5 site. Yes. So if you guys want to...
What site? Want to try that again?
The GWW?
Yeah, GWW.
She hasn't been around. It's okay.
Sorry. If you guys want to head over there in the next couple days, they will have some video of the new Jedi show and everything going on over at Disneyland and Tomorrowland.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Yay!
Brandon, real quick, I don't want to skip by you, man. Anything geeky or cool that you did this week besides being on Good Morning America?
Well,
one
was an actual thought of regret,
yeah.
And then a couple of things were just material stuff. The first thing I thought was, I feel like an idiot because there was so much happening in my brain when we met Boyega and Ridley.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to say. I was like, dude, I hope to work with both of you.
Yes.
I really hope to because they just seem really great to work with.
Right.
But I did get a PS4 today. Finally.
Excellent. Yes.
Finally, and the first game I got was Batman Arkham Knight, which I was just like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm messing around with that because it was between that and Mortal Kombat X, but it's got Batman in it, so I have to support it no matter what. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Until it messes me over, which I've been hearing back and forth with the DLC, which I think is ridiculous. I don't like all the DLC stuff they've been doing after the fact. So it's like you're paying $120 for a game, which is kind of ridiculous. But
Brandon, get Battlefront. Add me, Rosetta Stone 84. We'll fucking.
You're not my
I'm on
dad.
Xbox.
We'll kill some Jedi together.
I'm on Xbox. I will be on Xbox.
Says the man who said he was Star Wars down. Yes, Will. We will kill Jedi together.
Yes.
You know what?
Has an
The funny
Xbox.
part is, I was about to get the Battlefront bundle, but it was actually $150 more because I went to the military base to get mine, and but the Nathan Drake bundle was cheaper, and so I was like, all right, this is more in my price range, so I had to get that because otherwise I was snagging the Battlefront one just because I've heard so many people play it, and like a couple of my best friends have messed around with it, so. Since it was coming with it, like actively, I probably won't get it anytime soon. I probably want to wait until everything is out for it because I think it's only 4 maps that come. Is that right? Like, there's only 4 maps. That
No,
come
there's 3 planets, and like each planet has 3 maps, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
And always check the used section of GameStop. Always check used section.
Yeah.
We got ours used.
There was no use. There was no used Battlefronts at all, ever. Which
No, we got ours used. So call and ask.
Really? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't even see like a used Black Ops 3 copy. There was like plenty of like used.
They're locked in drawers, so you have to call ahead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That sounds good to me. Good to me.
Sweet. Good stuff, man.
All right.
Well, kids, we're about there, so I will give our beautiful team and our guest a moment for final thought. Mr. Walsh, lead us off with final thought tonight.
Oh, just go to the website, and so I can pay the bills around here.
Gotta keep it done.
Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. That's always a huge help. That makes me smile.
Yes.
Please follow us on Twitter at the G. Wait, I already fucked it up. At _GWW and GWW Capes Brew.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you go to the GWW.com.
Mm-hmm.
There's always crazy stuff going up there. Like, Agasicles put up a great article about why he loves Robin again, and the guys all just got back from the PlayStation Experience, so there's articles going up every day about that, what they did there.
Cool.
So, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle review going up tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that's it. Just support us, and you guys have been doing a great job at it already. So we thank you, and yeah, let's get out of here.
Mr. Walsh, what's your Twitter?
At the Comics Kid.
Beautiful. My lovely co-host, Miss Natalie. Final thought this evening.
May the force be with all of you. You can check me out on Twitter as Princess Natkins and as Geek Out Your Workout. And come to my YouTube channel, Geek Out Your Workout. I'll be posting a Hulk video this week with lots of fun videos coming soon. I've got stuff planned, so check me out.
And Natalie, how many more days till episode 7 comes out?
It's like 9 days.
That's still too long.
Oh my god!
I can't believe it.
Get over it. It's just a movie. Jesus Christ.
How dare you? Make me, Natalie, go dark side on you.
Oh, I'm already dark side.
That's right.
I've switched.
There, Mr. Brandon Patrick, 60 seconds for final thought. What do you got tonight?
I'm just grateful to be a part of it, getting to talk with you guys. It was really fun. Yeah, just really honored. Never been on a podcast before. I've listened to like a bunch on Modern Myth Media, so being a part of one was really nice. So I'm really glad. I just hope I didn't say anything too weird. It was like, oh my god, I don't want this asshole on here again.
Yes.
It was really great.
That's my job.
It was really good to hang out and talk with all of you, all 3 of you. It was really beautiful, man. It was really beautiful.
Thank you for being here, Brandon.
We're glad you could come.
I think my quote of the week will be 2 days of Ridley. I just want to make you pancakes.
Hey, you know what? Hey, thank Joseph Gordon-Levitt because that was off 50/50. So
that's right.
I didn't even patent that. That's him.
The name of the episode: Making Star Wars Pancakes with Brandon Patrick.
That's right.
Oh God, I'd watch the shit out of that.
That's right.
I would too.
That's right. Well, guys, I don't have much for my final thought except Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars.
Nice.
this weekend I was with our friends over at Combat Radio at their annual charity Christmas charity. Christmas to about 450 kids that were in shelters. With their moms in battered women's shelters, and it's always my favorite charity event of the year that I get to do. Just to bring, as I told Ethan, just to bring a little bit of light in an otherwise oftentimes dark galaxy is always fun and awesome to be able to get to do. And even though it's exhausting because I spend like an hour more in Vader than I normally would ever do, it was like 4.5 hours being Darth Vader, which is not fun. It's
for the kids, Will. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. They had a whole bunch of awesome people, some of their celebrity regulars, including Steve Bloom, who does the voice of Zeb on Star Wars Rebels, who's just a super cool guy. Hopefully one day we can get him on the show. So if you're listening, Steve, we want you on the show, man. Come talk Star Wars with us. But it's always a good time. So if you have a moment, just to give a little bit to those who maybe won't have a good Christmas as you will, just do it. If it's just donating some money at the guy ringing the bell at the mall, I mean, anything you can do. It's always nice to give back. So that's it for me and for the team. As always, keep listening and watching. We appreciate you joining us for our Star Wars episode tonight. Next week, we will be filming our live broadcast back on Thursday just for next week. I will be in line waiting to watch Star Wars. Actually, at 7, I will be watching Star Wars. So
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So you'll be left with the rest of the team. As always, you can check me out on Twitter at Darth Sparrow. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. May the Force be with you, and I will catch you on the geek side.